turnaround year last year. How does the program take that next step and make the tournament and do some things in that tournament?
Well, we've been working pretty hard in this off-season, preseason, and just working on little things to improve our game and to take it to that next level. We made a huge jump last year, and now it's just fine-tuning small plays, first and thirds, working on more consistent at-bats, and going after, having smarter at-bats, going after that pitch that you want to hit. If you're ahead in the count, just to play your game.
Are there any, not necessarily holes, but question marks that you hope to have answered once these tournaments take place within the next couple of weeks?
I can't think of any right now. I think we'll see that once we get on the dirt. We'll see how we're adjusting to the dirt. I mean, it's hard to see right now when we're limited to the gym or to the event center. But I think that once we get on the dirt, we'll see if there are any defensive holes that we have to fix and working on plays.
How has your role changed from like this year to last year?
Well, I think I've taken a bigger leadership role, and just especially having nine freshmen come in this year, and just tried to serve as a positive role model and take them under and show them that it's not as scary as they may think it may be, and just to have fun and play your game. We've been playing this since we were about 6 years old.
You mentioned the defense, and having a shortstop who's a freshman and new at this level is probably going to be a little bit of a transition. How, as a first baseman, can you help her along and get her into where she needs to be to make this team successful?
Well, she's been working hard. We've had different people working in at the position, and just by me telling them, you know, it's just a ground ball, it doesn't change regardless of if we're playing UCLA or you're playing in when you were 6 years old. It's still a ground ball, it's still the fundamentals that you have, and I try to instill confidence in her that, you know, throw the ball wherever. If it's in the dirt, I'll get it. I'll do whatever I can to get the ball, and don't put extra pressure on yourself.
How much is that, the importance of that, of a senior captain going to the younger girls and saying, hey, you know what, just play your game, don't worry about it? How much do you think that's helped them ease into the transition from high school to college?
I think it's great for them personally. I'm hoping that I'm doing a good job and guiding them to ease into the transition, and it is a big transition coming from high school into college, and I think they've taken that, and they're open ears, and even if we're hitting, if they want any advice, they've come to me more often. Several of them have asked me to work on things outside of practice times, just to fine-tune their skills.
Is that encouraging?
For
you?
Yeah, it's pretty humbling to have them come up to me and ask them, you know, what am I doing wrong with this outside pitch, or I need to work on my backhands, like can you stand in at first? And we're actually going to work on that this week with a few of them, but it's nice to have that.
I think Coach talked about improving power numbers. I mean, but that was one of the better facets of the game. How do you go about improving what was one of the better parts of your guys' squad last year?
Well, I think that, if we can have more power 1 through 9, and just everyone trying to improve, say someone who is more normally a doubles hitter, maybe they try to push for, okay, what can I do to get that over the fence next time, and just everyone being more consistent then with their power.
What do you think was the key to the power number going up last year from the year before?
I think the main thing, as Jeannie had said, was the front toss off of our coaches. It's a live situation. They're about 30 feet at most, I would say, and they're throwing pretty hard sometimes. Like it's just as if we're hitting off of a normal pitcher in a game. And I think that, for me, that was the most beneficial. And this year we've been working on a lot of techniques to work on our mental approach. So just understanding that you can take that pressure in practice, and then once you have it in a game, you're comfortable in that position.
Coach also mentioned more speed in the lineup this year, and home runs are great and all,
Yeah.
but if you can't get on base, a solo home run doesn't do much. So from your perspective, how much does the speed help this lineup this year?
I think it's a great addition for us, because then you don't have to worry about, it just provides, I know from the defensive end when we're playing teams that have a lot of speed, it puts the defense on their toes, and they have to really be sharp. We can have pinch runners. We have enough depth to put in pinch runners and then move base runners around.
Other questions?
What team are you guys looking forward to playing most this year?
Personally, for me, Maine. I just think that we want to get back at them from last year, but I think every team we take pretty seriously, and our goal this season is to win every conference series, and that would be taking 2 out of 3 games. So I think we just have to treat everyone equally and then that should put us in the tournament and then compete for the conference title.
So a follow-up to that, getting so close to the tournament last year, as a senior this year, how much more driven are you knowing that you were this close and that this year could be the year that you finally get there?
Yeah, it definitely, it was disheartening last year when we were that close to getting there, but I think it's motivated us more and given us more drive to understand, okay, we were that much closer to it last year, so let's push that extra mile this off-season, preseason, and I think with our work ethic and our determination that we should have no problem getting there.
Thanks, Stephanie. Okay, Kristen.